it's Lily here from Shine Bright Diamonds 2023, and I'm coming to you today with my 2025 year in review. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so happy that you have found my little corner here on YouTube. And of course, those of you that are returning, welcome back. Now, if this is your first time tuning in to a year in review, in this video, I'll be taking you through all of the diamond paintings that I completed for 2025. So let's get into it because we've got quite a few to go through. So how I wanted to organize this is I kind of figured we would go through the bigger canvases first, and then I would show the smaller projects. So like pretty much my snack size, like mini dazzle kits. And then I would go into these special projects. So first up is this lovely kit here. So this is Song of Artemis. Oh, we're off to a great start. But this is Song of Artemis by Margaret Morales. And I actually started this on October 17th, 2024. And it was a kit that I actually ended up finishing on March 22nd, 2025. So this one was sort of one of those longer term projects. And I wanted to start with this one first because it was a very interesting canvas to work on. So the little story about it is this canvas unfortunately had a printing error on it when I received it, and there were actually pink, like hot pink lines all over the canvas. So because this one is a round drill canvas, and as you can see, it's super sparkly, up close, you can actually see some of these pink lines through the actual canvas. So like down here, I don't know if you can really see it, but it does come through. It starts like up here. There's some going across. So it was really, really noticeable. And because of that, it like this canvas, I sort of lost the motivation to work on it. But as you can see, I did manage to finish it and it was absolutely stunning. So with this kit here, it ended up having 65 colors, round drills, and it came in at 55.6 by 70.7 centimeters. So it really, in my opinion, is sort of like one of those medium-sized kits for me. But honestly, with this kit, I did write down that there was lots of extra drills and it was really an easy canvas to work with very little trash, minus those pink lines. Now, the one thing that I did really like about this canvas while I was working on it was the use of these crystals and metallics that are in the jewelry and that are featured in her harp here at the bottom. Like that extra sparkle is just phenomenal. So this kit here, definitely enjoyed working on it. It also marked my very first Margaret Morales diamond painting. Fun fact, I have been collecting I have pretty much all of the Margaret Morales ones now. I didn't pick up any from Black Friday of 2025. Those are all on my wish list. But pretty much like most of hers, I actually have in my stash. So definitely really liked working on it. I'm hoping 2026 I will make my way through some more Margaret Morales, but this one was definitely one that I enjoyed working on. So moving along to the next kit here. So I'm just going to lift this up and tuck it off to the side. Bear with me. This video is going to be very interesting. So the next kit is this stunning one here. So this is a massive square canvas from Oraloa. I'll show you the picture here. So it's this one here. And it is called Zen Christmas by Maria Chekareva. And it came in at 63.7 by 80 centimeters. And it had 69 colors, which included 5 fairy dust and 3 ABs. So this one here, it took me a little longer to work on. So I started it on January 1st, 2025, and I finished it February 24th, 2025. So with my notes here, I said that, well, there was really not any trash. I did have a lot of popping drills, but I really liked that the kit was very, very vibrant. However, there was a mix of different types of square drills based on facets. So some were pointy, others were flat, but I got a lot of extra drills. So with this kit here, I loved working on this. This was sort of my first time working on, I think these types of kits are called roomscapes. So it's like a landscape, but it's like more of like a room. But honestly, I really liked this kit. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was my first time completing a kit with this type of style. Most of the time I tend to work on more portraits. The one thing that I really found fun is that as I was working on it, just like little bits and pieces of this room came to life. So for example, like the little hanging stars in the window, the cat, the girl with her like tea, the what is it, all the little stuffies on the end table there. So things like that sort of made it really fun. It also doesn't help that this kit just sort of reminds me of me. Like this is what I look like in my apartment. Like in the winter, I'm just like on my couch, nice and cozy with my tea. Unfortunately, I don't have a pet cat. I do have a pet fish. um, but yeah, now the one thing with it, and I will just sort of loop it here, is like the bottom part. I'm just terrorizing this canvas. The bottom part here was a lot of fun. I do remember though starting to feel a little burnt out working on the carpet. I think because by the time like it was approaching like mid-February, I was just over the whole Christmas theme. Even though Christmas isn't like in your face with this kit, because I mean, it's just a little Christmas tree and there's a couple presents here. But I do remember in February starting to feel a little like, oh, I'm over this. Um, but honestly, I enjoyed it. I do remember when I worked on this, like this was my very first Oraloa kit that I worked on, and I really, really liked it. I know for 2026, I have a couple of Oraloas in my stash, but there's one Oraloa in particular that I really want to work on. Um, and I did pull it out, so it's ready to go. But honestly, this is stunning, absolutely stunning. And it was like right up my alley with colors, with all the pinks and the purples. If you're new here, hi, I'm a huge fan of sort of anything with like lots of pinks and purples in the paintings. Those tend to be like my cozy go-to colors, which one of the canvases that I'm featuring, you will see that. But anyway, so this was Then Christmas by Maria Chekareva. I'm going to go tuck this one away and we're going to look at this big beauty here. This is what I was talking about. Oh no, I lied. We're looking at a little one. Huh. I forgot I did this. I forgot that I like, so when I was setting all this up, I was like, let me lay out the canvases and then make my way through it. Okay. So the next canvas we're going to look at is this one here. It's called Water Lily, and this one is coming from Fallon Gems, and it's 20 by 20 centimeters. So there were 24 colors with 2 ABs. Now, with this kit, this one was really special because I actually added 3 special drills to it, simply because I really wanted to make this super sparkly. So I remember I did add in some extra green AB, and I added in the fairy dust for the middle. And what else did I add in? Oh, and I added in the pink fairy dust that's in the petal. So I really, really like this canvas. The only thing that makes me sad is that I've had this canvas displayed on my like whiteboard in my craft room, and unfortunately the drills are starting to come out and fall off. So I've lost 4 drills. Unfortunately, I did not save the drills. So this one, I don't, maybe I have something similar to this color to put and fill in those gaps. But I mean, this was really, really cute. Now, in terms of when I worked on this, I started this one on March 24th, 2025, and I finished it on March 29th, 2025. So it was a really, really quick canvas for me to work on. In addition, I also said that this canvas was the first one that I had tried my new Trabrix trays in, which, shocker, I am obsessed with my Trabrix, and a lot of my miniature projects since completing this in my Trabrix system have been kitted up. But this kit definitely used my Trabrix. It was a lot of fun. I also said that it was with this kit that I explored butterfly effect wares and their pens. So that was sort of a new to me shop while I was working on this kit. But yeah, so super little, super cute. I liked it. It was a nice, quick, easy finish. Can't complain. Okay, so now we're going to get into the big kit. Okay, so this one here, oh my goodness. This is what I was talking about when I said I like pink. Um, this one here is Little Baker by Miss Holly. And if you are new to my channel, Miss Holly is a must-buy artist for me. I own every single Miss Holly kit that Diamond Art Club has released. She's one of those artists that if she has a drop, you can bet your bottom dollar I will be picking it up like right away. I say that, but I actually haven't like worked on a lot of my Miss Holly kits, probably because I know like once I work on them, they're done. Like I won't get to experience it again. But Little Baker was really, really special to me. I'll show you the image here, just because it's not going to fit fully in frame. But Little Baker started on March 30th, 2025, finished it on June 12th, 2025. So this one took me a really long time to do, and it was because it was such a large kit. It came in at 99 by 70 centimeters. So it took me a lot longer to work on, but I also have down that it took a lot longer to complete because I did get really sick. And I ended up taking 2 weeks off. So I do remember that because during those 2 weeks, I was literally bedbound. And I remember the amount of doctor appointments, and I ended up in the hospital. Like it was a whole thing. So this kit, I think if I didn't get sick, I probably would have finished it much sooner. Just because it was a lot of color blocking, like the whole background here. There was confetti. I'm just going to shift this a little, pray I don't wreck it. There was some confetti like when I was working through the cupcakes and the tower, but like honestly, I don't consider that confetti. Like it was fun. Now, this gets really special to me because I myself am a baker. I love baking. Um, Baking is just one of those things that just makes me really happy. So this one is definitely special. In addition, the amount of special drills was so much fun. So this one had 84 colors. And of those 84, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 fairy dust, 1 special drill, which was quad cube. And then there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 ABs. So this kit is just full of special drills. In addition, the entire background of this window is all white ABs. So that, well, it looks really pretty, did take me a really long time because I actually ended up single placing those ABs, and I remember I used the checkerboard. I did try to multi-place my ABs, and I was starting to get the hang of it. Definitely a lot of I ended up using my beeswax for that because I find putty and ABs in my climate that just doesn't get along. But honestly, I'm obsessed. I also am obsessed with the plant here because this is just full of green ABs. So it's just super sparkly. But yes, so this one, absolutely loved it. Again, I'm really looking forward to doing more of Miss Holly's kits in 2026. So I'm going to tuck this one off to the side. This was a big one. It also just gives me Valentine's Day vibes. So I feel like in the month of February, I'm going to put this one up. So what I do is normally I hang, like I rotate my kits, so they're sort of hung up. But anyway, okay, so the next of my big kits is this one here. So this is called African Sky, and it is actually a partial kit. And it is coming from Diamond Dots. So it is coming in at 72 by 22.5 centimeters, and there were 22 colors with 1 AB. So I started on June 15th, finished it on June 30th, and it was a round drill canvas. This kit is special in a sense because one, It's part of like the very first set of licensed diamond paintings that I had purchased. When I first started getting into licensed diamond paintings, it was picking up what was available at my local Michael's. And I remember this kit, and there's a unicorn kit that were the very first licensed ones that I bought. And funny story, I actually found them at Value Village. So this is one of my Value Village finds, which is a real gem because I had enough drills to put this together. I was a little scared that I was missing colors, but I wasn't. So this was also the first time that I decided to kit up all of the drills in trays. And this time around, I was able to kit up in my Creations Moren's trays, which since then I have used the Creations Moren trays to sort of kit up projects in. So it's not always in storage containers or my true bricks. So that's pretty cool. The one thing though that I noticed when I was working on it was the canvas was really sticky and the clear film was hard to pull off. So there was a lot of fighting for that. And I did have some issues with the white guide circles. So I really had to be mindful of my placement. But honestly, like I'll pull this up, but it's just so pretty. So pretty. And the black silhouette of the animals is actually black glitter that even though I didn't fill it in, it just works with this artwork. But yeah, so this one was a nice one. It was a pretty quick project. Can't complain. Took me 15 days. And of course, it's like super sparkly. But yeah, so that one's African Sky. Okay, the next canvas. We're like flying through these because I'm like, there's just so many to talk about. Okay, so the next canvas is this one here. This is absolutely stunning. I'm obsessed. This one just stays up for display at all times, but it is La Sirène et la Tortue, or The Mermaid and the Turtle. It's coming from Coco Marshmallow Art, and the diamond painting company for this is actually a small shop here in Canada. It's Realizations Eric et Cohen. And this was my very first canvas that I actually completed from this company. So a little bit of the stats here. It is a 60 by 60 centimeter canvas, square drills, 78 colors with a ton of special drills. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 fairy dust, 1, 2, 3. So 3 ABs and 3 crystals. So like I said, this kit was amazing. There was very little trash. The grid was just perfect and I had no popping drills. Now, the date that I worked on this was July 5th, 2025 to August 5th, 2025. So it did take me a solid month to do. And pretty much what took me out was trying to complete her hair. It was pretty confetti heavy. But I mean, come on, her hair is just so pretty. Also, I'm obsessed with our little turtle over there. He's so cute. But yeah, like I don't know what else to say. Like this kit was just so pretty. The placement of the special drills I thought was really nice. Like I think it's cool that there is crystals highlighting in her hair. Her flower in her hair is really pretty. This little fish is just super blinged out. Honestly, this kit I absolutely love. Absolutely love. I also realized that I have a thing for mermaids because after I completed this kit, the next kit that I was like, I'm going to work on is another mermaid, and I will show you, which was this one here. I don't know what happened. I just got into like a mermaid situation and I'm like, I just want to do all the mermaid kits. But the next kit was Cancer by Chrysabug. This one I started on August 5th, 2025. I finished it on August 31st. And it was coming in at 50.7 centimeters by 76 centimeters. Now, with this one here, I'm not one that normally does a ton of zodiacs, but this one I was like, I need to do it. So there ended up being 4 ABs and 1 fairy dust. This kit honestly worked up, in my opinion, I thought it worked up pretty fast. Now in August, like during this time when I was working on this kit, I had just a lot going on. I had recently acquired the apartment and was taking over ownership of it. I was in the process of trying to get my life sorted out, trying to prepare for the new school year. So, considering that I had so much happening, I feel like I completed this kit really quick. Now, my understanding is so, first of all, this kit is discontinued with Diamond Art Club, but this was also, maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is one of the very first kits from Diamond Art Club that started rolling out the fairy dust drills, because now pretty much every kit from Diamond Art Club, you're getting like 2, 3, 4, 5 fairy dust in every canvas, whereas this one only just has the one. But honestly, loved it. I did not have any issues with the grid for this one. I remember not having any issues with my placement. Um, it just was a lot of fun to work on, honestly. And what I really like is just like, she's a mermaid, she's mystical, she's like, the red, but the blue. Like, it's a nice color combination. I like it a lot. But anyway, okay. So I'm going to move on to the next canvas. So the next one that I worked on was this small one here. This one here is called My Weekend is All Booked, and it's coming from Fallon Gems. The sizing is 30 by 30 centimeters. It was 26 colors, round with no special drills. Started it on August 31st and finished it on September 8th. Now, with this canvas, there's very little trash drills. However, I decided to add AB metallic drills to help with the writing. So the writing of My Weekend is, and then All Booked. As you can see, I added in my metallics. This one here, I have not lost any drills from it. So I feel like this might be maybe a newer-ish canvas from Fallon Gems. I know that Fallon Gems has gone through um, like a lot of changes since they first started. So my water lily one is one of like the first runs of canvases. This I think is from like the second run, because they keep making improvements. Like the canvases now from them are like, you would like, the quality is just phenomenal. So definitely come a long way. The one thing is that this kit, again, I kitted up using my Creation More trays. The background was a lot of color blocking, but I did note that there was a lot of confetti. So this was definitely, it didn't have any hand touch-ups, because All Booked, the reason I did it using my black AB metallic drills was because it would have just been like a lot of just random colors to create the outline for the letters. And it would have been a lot of single placing. Like you can see with My Weekend is All Booked, like around the letters, there's a lot of just different colors around sort of my black metallic situation. But honestly, this was a great kit. It was a nice break from all the big canvases, and it was just super cute. Super, super cute. Okay, so we're going to jump ahead to this one here. So this one was another one of my larger finishes, and it is Halloween Screams, coming from Diamond Art Club. It's my SpongeBob kit. If you've been on my channel for a while, you would know SpongeBob is really special to me. But this kit here, I started it on October 10th, finished it on November 2nd. Very little trash drills. Color blocking was great. I did consider this kit as part of my rainy day stash because it's SpongeBob and it's special. Now, in terms of stats, it's coming in at 43 centimeters by 51 centimeters. And there was 3 AB drills in this kit. So it definitely is an older Diamond Art Club kit, but I was just obsessed. So I really liked when I was working on this that, yes, it's a black background, but the colors just pop. And it's just sort of like, to me, a fun Halloween canvas. If you've been on my channel for a while, honestly, you should do a tally of how many times I say that. But you would know that I'm a huge fan of like cozy, cutesy Halloween. I don't really like scary dark art type Halloween images, which is funny because I like watching horror movies and TV shows, but that's a whole other story. But this one here, definitely really fun, really, really cute, can't complain. And it was just a great kit to work on. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the final diamond painting that I completed before we get into all of the minis and special projects. So the final diamond painting that I completed is this little guy here. It's done decorating by Peanuts, and he's a really tiny one. It was 23 by 29 centimeters. It only took me 2 days to complete. So I started on November 14th, finished it on November 16th. There were 9 colors with 5 iridescents. So the lights on Snoopy's house are all iridescent drills, which Diamond Art Club gave a lot. So I have like a ton of extra drills, and I just realized there's like a floof on this. Anyway, okay. Now I did note that I did have some difficulty lining up my drills nicely, which you can see at the top here. I don't know what it was. The gapping for the background was really off, and it's really, really noticeable. I did go in with my straightener and try and fix it, but I mean, if you're looking at it from afar, you don't really notice, but when you look close, you do. So it's fine. That's what I tell myself. It is fine. But yeah, so that was the final sort of canvas that I completed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, because if you've been listening, you're like, there were gaps when you were talking. Like, what were you doing in between these bigger projects? So what I was doing was, it was definitely a lot more of my mini kits. So we're going to take a look at the mini dazzles. The mini dazzles, I do store them in this portfolio here. And the first set of mini dazzles that we're going to look at is my Chinese New Year ones. So I did complete the Chinese New Year mini dazzle set from Diamond Art Club. So it's these ones here. So I started them on January 18th, finished them on January 23rd. These are them. Very, very cute. I love this fish. I am obsessed. Just so cute. Now with this here, I ended up working on it for the new Lunar New Year DP25 event. No trash, great grid. I didn't have any issues. The one thing is there was a ton of extra drills. So I'm really happy because this is like all was fairy dust. This dragon is absolutely adorable. I'm obsessed. But definitely really, really like that. It was just a great sort of canvas to be working on. Now, the next one was sort of like my long-term project, and it was the Easter edition from Paint Gem. So it was this one here. This one here, it took me a little while. There was 39 colors in total, and when I was working through it, I started on July or April 30th, and I actually did not finish it until July 4th. So it was sort of one of those kits that I really took my time with. And the reason was because I spent a lot of time adding special drills. So the Paint Gem kits don't come with specials. I decided with some of the eggs to add. So you can see I added like a jelly glitter there. Where else? There are some that I like really blinged out. Oh, this one here. Like, I added like some red fairy dust and pink fairy dust. But yeah, I think because I just really wanted to have some fun with blinging them up, that's what sort of took me a while. Now with this though, I will have to say it was a lot of single placing. They were really confetti heavy. So there was not a lot of multi-placing, which I have one more Paint Gem in my stash. It's the summer edition. To be honest, now that I've like explored other companies and their mini kits, I think I like mini kits that have lots of special drills. So yeah. But yeah, so that was my Easter edition. It was sort of just something I was working on while completing all the others. Now, the next one that I have, sorry, I'm like looking through this, was my foods. The Diamond Art Club 50s food diner. I don't know what it's called. 50s diner food, maybe. It was this one here. So this one here, I started on July 18th, finished it on July 20th. It was a really quick project. I absolutely loved it because it was a good mix, as I like struggle to hold my portfolio, but it had a good mix of ABs, fairy dust, and iridescent, as seen in the burger and the fries. So this was a lot of fun as I hit my little gem house. Lot of fun to work on. Now, as soon as I finished with my 50s diner, I moved right into working on the Diamond Art Club Mini Dazzles makeup set. So it was this set here. And this one, I worked on it from July 21st to July 25th. What is it? The sweet treats. I am obsessed. Like the donut is so cute. The cake. Like the colors were just perfect. I love the lollipop, the cupcake. It was just a lot of fun. I really, really liked it. But yeah, I just went through like this situation. Oh no, I lied. This was my sweet treats. Oh my gosh, where is my makeup? Oh, I put them in the portfolio wrong. Okay, I lied. So we just talked about the sweet treats. So the sweet treats was August 11th to August 19th. So that was this one here. The makeup was this one here, which regardless, I still really like the colors. I like this one. The eyeshadow was fun, like the eye with all the eyeshadow. And I loved, loved, loved the lipstick. I have this weird obsession with lipstick. I don't know what it is. I have a ton of lipstick in my stash. So not, well, my makeup stash, like my makeup bin, tons of lipstick, lip glosses. It's a thing. I'm like always, anyway. Okay. So long story short, in the summer, I went through this really weird, I'm going to do every possible mini dazzle set that I have. Okay, so finishing off with the mini dazzle sets was my mini dazzles, the Disney princesses. So this was an unexpected finish for 2025. I started them on December 25th, finished them on December 28th. And honestly, these were so, so cute. Like, I think it's just so unique that there is ornaments based off of the Disney princesses. Um, I personally really like the Jasmine one. But yeah, like this is just so much fun. I don't know, like I brought it with me to work on while I was visiting my parents for the winter break. Um, it just worked up fast. Like it was just such a fun project, and I honestly just didn't expect to work on it this year because there's just been a lot of other projects that I had started and have not finished. Okay, now, so we've gone through the mini kits. Next, we have the special projects. So I'm just going to work my way backwards here. So special project number one was my Diamond Art Club Gem House, which is this one here. This was the candy cane. So started on December 1st, finished it on December 1st. I am obsessed. I'll turn on the light. I still have this on display, even though the day I'm filming this is on January 4th. But like, come on, it's adorable. Like, I just love this. I'm sorry. I just am obsessed. I really, really, fingers crossed. I don't know. I think I talked about this in like one of my post review video for this, that I really hope Diamond Art Club creates more of these gem houses. But yeah, so I did that one. And then I also ended up completing the Stitches Holiday Cheer Sparkle Pal, which is this little guy here. I've had him on display on my desk. Again, I'm obsessed. He was a very quick project. Started him on November 12th, finished him on November 12th. I am obsessed. Yeah. Okay, so the next two projects I don't have dates for, to be honest. One of them I don't even have a photo of, but the first one that I can show you is I got this off of Amazon. and it's just this welcome sign that is beach themed. I know I completed this in July, but it's sort of like in the summertime, the sign that I hang on my apartment door because I'm that person. I always have something on my door that's related to the season, but this is my welcome sign. Um, it's supposed to be like a beachy theme. I don't have one for spring yet. So yeah, but this was one of the finishes that I had. Like I said, I purchased it off Amazon. I didn't write down any of the stats, but I know I worked on it in the month of July. And then the final special project was, um, let me like find it. I I normally put photos of everything and I didn't. But the final special project to talk about was I ended up completing the flower coasters from Diamond Art Club. Completed or started on April 30th, finished on May 10th, and that was the gift for my mom for Mother's Day, which explains why I don't have a photo of it. But she loved them, and I really enjoyed working on them. But yeah, so I'm gonna like try and make this look sort of aesthetic. But honestly, if you saw the mess that's behind me as I wrap up this video, you'd be like, ooh. Yeah, that's aesthetic. Oh, it's not even in frame. Whew. It also doesn't help that I'm filming this at like 7:30 at night. And I normally go to bed like pretty early. I'm just gonna, okay. Anyway, but yeah, so those are my finishes for 2025. I feel like I did pretty good. In terms of 2026, I am going into 2026 with 4 whips. One of them is a Diamond Art Club mystery kit. I won't show it to you. But the other one is Autumn Sunset by Joanna Gerard. I did start that on September 1st, 2025. Still have not finished it yet. It is pretty confetti heavy. I'm also bringing into 2026 Clara and the Nutcracker by Miss Holly. That one I started on December 1st. And then the final whip that I'm bringing with me into 2026 is Snow Globe from Make Market. This one was started on December 28th. And to be honest, I'm actually almost done it. Like, I think I'm on the last row, so I just have this section to go. And I imagine I'll be done Snow Globe probably by the end of this week. So I'm guessing by like January 10th. But yeah, so other than that, I would say 2025 was a really good year. It'll be interesting to see what I get up to for 2026. But anyway, now if you did enjoy this video, slightly chaotic, but it's fine, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support does mean the world to me. Of course, if you are looking for more diamond painting content, you can find me on my Instagram at ShineBrightDiamonds2023. So until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye, everyone.